Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with my WWE Raw review for tonight, Monday, December 26, 2016, the final War of 2016. Well, and also, I'm going to give you guys a little bonus here. I'm going to tell you some of my favorite stuff of the year, as this is the last War review of my final wrestling-related video of the year. But I'm going to tell you some of my favorite things of the year, probably at the end of this video. Like, what was my match of the year, and feud, blah, 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 blah. Give my thoughts on that a little bit at the end of this review. So with this being a Raw review and going up against a big Monday Night game, well, the final Raw thing was a decent show. You know, I think SmackDown will put on a better show tomorrow night. They have 3 title matches, but we got 2 title matches tonight, including finally seeing a certain title being defended finally. And we got some advancements in storylines as we get prepared for the Royal Rumble. There's a little bit of hype for the Rumble, especially involving 2 big names that are already the first 2 names. We don't know any other names besides those 2. Hopefully we get those in the next couple weeks. And still no Emelina. The teasing continues. Anyway, we kick things off with Stephanie McMahon. We haven't seen her in a little bit. She came out to say that Foley had the week off. Now, we thought Foley would be off next week, last week, because we knew that Foley was going to take some time off and do some volunteer work at Santa and take care of his hip surgery. But he appeared on Raw last week and at Roadblock, so we were interested to see that he did not miss last week, but he did miss tonight. Because then I mentioned that Raw was in Chicago. So will SmackDown. So, you know what happens in the Chicago area. CM Punk chants. Get over it, people. He ain't coming back. You know, like I said, I'm a big Punk guy too. But you don't see me walk around saying he should come back. And Stephanie had the perfect antidote for those fans. Now, Biggie got some heat for burning Charlotte last week, but guess what? It's fucking true. What he said. They even bleeped it off the YouTube. I wonder if they're going to bleep this from YouTube. As Stephanie was being bombarded by CM Punk chants, she said, can you keep that up for 2 minutes and 15 seconds longer? You will last 1 second longer than Punk did. Burn! Burn! And at least Punk's choke job in his debut in UFC wasn't as bad as the Lions' choke job tonight against the Cowboys. Go Packers! Go Packers! Anyway! God, Lions choked tonight in the second half of that game. Blame the Rams all you want, but go Packers. They're going to win. The danger's now. Rodgers, we thought he was going to suck you, but go Packers. They beat him in Ford Field before, but go Packers. It's tough to cheer on the Lions. They lost 2 games in a row. Now they're going to lose again to get Packers on prime time again. I know I live in Michigan, but damn it. Same old Lions? Anyway. So Stephanie came out talking about the new year. About everyone having a nice Christmas. I did. Got some wrestling goodies. I'll be showing you in just a little bit before first match. You know, before I get to the first match. After this review of the segment that opened up War with Stephanie coming out. And Seth Rollins interrupted her. Now, there's questions in life that we all want answers to. Why are we here? Is there really global warming? And why did Triple H screw over Seth Rollins? He hasn't appeared since that Raw in August. In every pay-per-view, we kept saying, is Triple H going to show up this month? Is he going to finally appear? Seth's been calling him out for the last couple weeks. And he got on Stephanie's case saying, you had a nice Christmas with your husband, huh? That all I want for Christmas is Triple H to get his balls back because you got him in your purse. What's he doing? Sitting on his ass at home in his office. But after the Triple H jokes, is he going to finally appear at the Rumble? That could be the ultimate prediction. Like, Rollins could get screwed at the Royal Rumble by Triple H. That could happen. At least we don't know who's going to win the Rumble this year. It's the least predictable Rumble winner in a while. There's no clear, predictable favorite. or predictable outcome like the last couple of years. So Seth's like, I want a piece of Braun Strowman. Well, Braun Strowman, not too happy with what happened at Roadblock, wanted a shot at Sami Zayn again after Sami lasted all 10 minutes. And he went on a tirade, attacking everybody in sight. Invaded a Jabba match, and even crashed the main event between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, teaming up against Jericho and Owens. And Rollins wanted a piece of Strowman. And then Roman Reigns came out. He wanted Strowman too, because it wasn't just Rollins' business that Strowman went into. He stuck his nose in Rollins' friend Reigns' business too. And of course, beat Chicago gets his ass booed out the building. Instead, he teased a real Shield reunion. Like the mini Shield's fine, but I'd like to see a full Shield reunion. Stephanie teasing that SmackDown will be in Chicago tomorrow and said we can get Dean Ambrose here. Not, because they're actually in New York tonight doing a house show. SmackDown crew. So they can't logistically get Ambrose there, even if they wanted to. But instead, Stephanie made 2 matches. Seth will be the one to take on Strowman tonight. And Roman Reigns will actually be defending his United States Championship at long last against a mystery opponent who would end up being Kevin Owens. I thought it was me, Samoa Joe. But if they were not going to have Emelina debut on tonight's Wall, they're not going to have Samoa Joe's debut tonight either. My hero debut probably at the Rumble. But then there's going to be a lot of other big debuts and returns at the Rumble possibly that could overshadow Samoa Joe. Especially with the rumors of Kurt Angle returning, bubbling up over the weekend, and Todd Dillinger. So this should be an epic Rumble. And if Finn Balor returns, so it's like too much could happen. Now, on with our next scenario, our first matchup tonight for the WWE World Tag Team Championships of the world. As Cesaro and Sheamus would take on the former champions, The New Day! Yes. The rematch from Walmart. I got a couple of wrestling goodies I mentioned. Here's my New Day Rocks Pop Rock Chocolate. I saw some reviews of the chocolate. They're okay from what I've heard. But I heard that they didn't really have any designs on the chocolate. That's bullshit. And now do I have New Day Chocolate? I don't know if you can see them that good. You know what? I'll just take them off. Just show you. New Day Socks. New Day Socks. Got some wrestling socks again. I got Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man ones, but they all wore out. I think these look more heavy duty. Got New Day socks. There's Kofi. They like connect. I don't know if I can do it on here. There you go. There you go. Now that I got those, I got 2 more pairs I got. Yeah. Balor. Finn Balor, I'll mention Finn Balor socks. And Rock socks. It didn't really hit me till I posted on Facebook that I got these socks. And they're saying, new connection, huh? Rock and sock connection. I laughed my ass off. I didn't realize the joke. That I actually have rock socks. Then you have the rock and sock connection. So that was funny. Funny little reference there. So, we have the New Day going for the rematch. For the titles. And it wasn't as good as their Roadblock match. But it was still a great, fun tag team title match. With the New Day coming out with a vengeance. And it was interesting to see Kofi and Xavier team up. And Big E wasn't outside. Although, Big E did not blow a trombone during the Unicorn Stampede. So, Francesca 2 Turbo was missed during the Unicorn Stampede. And not hearing Xavier go, bum, bum, bum. So they came out, but of course, Sheamus and Cesaro, the Young Couple team, came out with their answer. Cesaro coming in with some big uppercuts before doing some big double teaming with Irish Cook flying knee double team onto Xavier Woods. And the champs were rolling. Until Big E took, although he didn't take Xavier's role as trombone player, Big E did act out Xavier's role as interference causer, causing a little bit of distraction as Cesaro was swinging Kofi Kingston. Actually swinging Xavier, and whenever he distracted, Kofi would come in, try and go for the Tournament Paradise, but then he got a swing from Cesaro. And they slammed Kingston on the Big E, knocking him off the apron. And as Woods was going for a pin, distraction would be capitalized, but not. Cesaro would get the blind tag into Sheamus, bro kick to Xavier, 1, 2, 3 victory. Was Cesaro and Sheamus retaining the titles. So who's next for Cesaro and Sheamus? Well, you got the. It's interesting. You need more good teams on Raw. Because you got the club that's been demeaned like a joke. You know, they've been treated like a joke. You know, now they're feeling if they had a match of going to Truth tonight. Which I'll get to that in a bit. You have Shining Stars who aren't really over. They gotta bring the Revival in soon. You know, they can't feud with New Day forever. You know, if you saw what happens when you drag feuds out. Especially if you play hot potato with the title in that feud. Especially with Sasha and Charlotte. So we'll see what goes down with Cesaro and Sheamus in the interim. If Revival debuts or the club finally gets a good push after being treated like shit about most of the year. And also what's next for New Day. Now they lost the rematch. What is next for New Day as well? Are they going to do the heel again? Or who are they going to feud with next? Whether heel or face. It's just going to be a very interesting scenario. So, there you go. Now on to our next matchup as Nia Jax would be in a squasher against Scarlett. Now we got a Nia Jax Sasha Banks feud starting up. I even read that Vince ain't too keen on Sasha Banks being the top babyface in the women's division. Maybe that's why they're playing hot potato. Because the fans want it, but Vince always only lose, win the title on Raw and lose on a pay-per-view. As I mentioned, that kind of spoiled their feud. So last week, Sasha Banks and Charlotte ended their feud for a while. Probably they're going to take a break. And Sasha got attacked by Nia Jax last week. Sasha's probably out for a few weeks, but she'll probably return to attack Nia. But Nia tonight took on Scarlett, who did not help her cause, as she wore a Sasha Banks t-shirt to the ring. That was further ammunition for Nia to destroy Scarlett. A typical Nia Jax squasher. We don't need to go any more further than that. Other than after the match, she said to Scarlett, next time, pick a better role model. So, there you go. We'll probably see Sasha and Nia probably at the Rumble. So we'll see what happens there. Speaking of women's feuds, now that Sasha's done, and now starting a feud with Nia Jax. Last week we finally got a feud that we thought was going to start at the Survivor Series, but they held it up a little bit. Bayley and Charlotte. Now, from what I've read, the reason why they went straight from a tease with Sasha's friend Bayley and Charlotte at Survivor Series, and then went back to the Sasha-Charlotte feud, because they didn't want Bayley and Charlotte to fight on a C-list pay-per-view, like Roadblock. So that's why they had a Sasha Banks-Charlotte feud come to an end at Roadblock, so Sasha and Charlotte could take a break, and Bayley could start a feud formally and have a match at Royal Rumble instead of at Roadblock. So the feud started last week when Bayley came out interrupting a Charlotte promo and had a match. And a decent one at that. And Bayley won the match. But there's a little bit of controversy for her as Charlotte's shoulder was up. And the referee counted the 3 and not saw Charlotte's arm up. And Charlotte came out to explain that to Bayley, who came out after giving Goldust a Dusty Rhodes teddy bear, polka dots and all. That was destroyed by the club that would be ammunition for their match later on. So Charlotte's like, You know, my daddy always told me I disowned my father on storyline, but guess what? He did give me one piece of advice. Always have a good lawyer. So we had our lawyers together, and the lawyers came up with a settlement with the WWE that the match never happened. They'll be scrubbed off the memory banks, scrubbed off the record books, because Bayley didn't actually win because of Charlotte's shoulder was up. I don't think Alexa Bliss had a lawyer when she kind of got screwed when her foot was on the rope when Becky Lynch had her in a disarmor a few weeks ago. But the rematch still happened. And now we have a new SmackDown Women's Champion with Miss Bliss, who I love. Not just because she's got the same book as me, but she's hot. So Bayley's like, hey, Charlotte, I want to prove I can really beat you without any shenanigans. So a rematch was signed. But shenanigans! Charlotte's like, almost forgot. The lawyers and I came up with an agreement for this match. We need a new referee. Cue Dana Brooks music. Do it. So there you go. Dana Brooks, the referee. Charlotte and Bayley would face off. And then a little bit, of course, Bayley didn't like the biased referee. So Dana Brooks was taken out a little bit of the match. I was flipping between this and the Lions game before they choked in the second half. So after Dana Brooks was taken out temporarily by Bayley, a new referee came out, a non-biased referee. Came out, Charlotte would deliver the chops and the big moves before Bayley would nail Charlotte with the Bayley to belly. But then Dana Brooks came back, dragged the referee out. And then with that distraction, Charlotte then rolled up Bayley. And with a quick count and Charlotte's foot in the rope, 1, 2, 3, Charlotte gets the victory. 50-50 booking. One week, champ gets pinned. Next week, she gets the win with a little help from a friend, her crony, Dana Brooks. So each Charlotte and Bayley have earned one victory against each other in the last 2 weeks by controversy. With Bayley winning even with Charlotte's arm was up, and Charlotte winning with a little questionable officiating from Dana, and of course the feet on the rope as well. On to our next matchup. Neville, indeed, who I think is really pinching the Cruiserweight division in the ass, taking on TJ Perkins, stemming from what happened on 205 Live in a tag team affair with Neville getting the victory for he and Kendrick by pinning TJ Perkins. So Perkins won a little bit of revenge in this matchup. But despite TJP's best efforts, even lining up Neville in the Tree of Woe, Neville then counter, coming with the big kicks, before the former champion would try to do all his big moves, trying to go for the detonation kick. Kind of teased the knee ball, but not exactly. He did try for the knee ball after the detonation kick, but then of course never got out of it. Would nail TJ with a roll-up pin and 1, 2, 3 victory with the holding the tights by Neville. I was kind of watching the Lions game, so I kind of missed this match a little bit. I was like channel stuffing, and then my dad wanted to watch the entire Lions game on the big screen because I had picture-in-picture going on, with two little. I had like this multi-view on AT&T where it's just two little screens. It is a little tiny screen with the one channel you want to watch the most. It's hard to explain it. So my dad wanted full screen Lions games. I had to watch the rest of them on my tablet. So I was like maneuvering that and kind of missed a little bit of TJ Perkins' Neville match. But it Neville delivered a promo challenging Rich Swann to a match at 205 Live tomorrow night. And another challenge for me for 205 Live, which is the best things that happened to the Cruiserweight besides Neville's heel turn. He delivered a mic bomb of a promo. Jack Gallagher and The Voice feud. Oh yeah, The Voice feud will come to a gentleman's duel on 205 Live tomorrow night. I love Jack Gallagher, man. I was a fan of his since the tournament. Of course, got the British Championship, the Great Britain Championship, calling it United Kingdom Championship. Of course, the tournament starts January 14th and 15th, 2 nights on the WWE Network. Cannot wait for that. told you my thoughts on that on the Wall Black review last week. Now on to our next scenario with Enzo and Big Cass. Now I thought we would see a tag team affair between them and Rusev getting himself a partner. Instead of Rusev being one man out, he got a new friend. And that was all because of the sensitivity training that Enzo Amore was forced to go to last week. And I will now apologize for not including this joke when I was talking about the class, when we saw who was with Enzo in this sensitivity class. I forgot to say, what do we got over here? Bunch of jobbers? Couple jobbers? Because you had Bo Dallas in there, Jinder Mahal, Darren Young, and Bob Backlund on there, the Job Squad 3.0. Because Job Squad 2.0 was 3MB. And Jinder Mahal and Enzo would get on each other's nerves. And then Enzo would be suckered into a 2-on-1 attack by Rusev, who crashed the party with Jinder. And we thought we'd see a tag tonight, but not exactly, as Enzo was rolled out on a wheelchair. Cutting another promo about Rusev having someone else do his dirty work. He was rhyming. He was gibberish, but that's Enzo's style. Over like hotcakes as usual. And then Big Cass is like, well, my man's out of commission on the chair, but guess what? I'm not. I'm ready to kick some ass on you, Rusev. Come on down. Don't be a coward. So Rusev came out, but not alone. As Jinder Mahal, newfound buddy, would come out. And then as Mahal, Enzo would get involved. He got out the wheelchair for a second and tripped up Jinder after Jinder got into Enzo's face in the chair. And then Big Cass would deliver a big kick to Rusev and also would kick also Jinder onto Enzo's wheelchair after he got off it and delivered the Bada Boom Slamma Jamma onto Jinder on the chair, tripping him off it. So we made this tag team match eventually, probably next week. Now on to Braun Strowman. Man, they're pushing him. He's not the best wrestler in the world, but they're pushing him hard as a big... This is what the club need to be. Just a guy who just beats people up and interrupts matches. Interrupted this one, too. Shining Stars against Darren Young and Bo Dallas. Now, when I saw this match, I was like, is Strowman going to come out? He did this last week. Interrupted a Jabba match. What on cue? Braun Strowman would destroy the Shining Stars and Darren Young and Bo Dallas. He just destroyed everybody. He took out Bob Backlund. And he threw the... It was funny. After he took out Darren Young and Bob Backlund, he took out the rest with the steel steps. That was funny. Because Braun, even though he got Seth Rollins tonight, he still was not done wanting Sami Zayn, who he will face next week in a last man standing match. Hopefully this is the end of the Strowman-Zayn feud, so Zayn can focus on people his own size and get pushed a lot more and trade to SmackDown. So what on cue after that Braun Strowman interruption, we would get the Strowman Wayne's his friend Rollins match. It was a decent little match for what it was. Strowman was just, he threw Seth like a rag doll, did he? Man, he just destroyed him. Now, of course, Rollins, despite being outmanned and outpowered by the Mountain of a Man, as he's nicknamed, he would try to come with his big moves, big knees, even tried to pedigree Strowman, but no, he got tossed off the top rope. And he just got pummeled. With Strowman's speed, that shoulder attack was nasty. And he got nailed against the ring post as well. So he was going for a big move on the... He was going for a big splash, but he got caught. He got the blockbuster from the top rope. That was the setup for the attempt at the pedigree. And then, as he was tossed off the top rope after the pedigree attempt, I was like, I smell a screwy ending. I smell Sami Zayn getting involved. So, A, Seth Rollins does not have to get destroyed and get pinned. And also, 2, so it can kind of enhance the Braun Strowman-Zayn feud. And also, so Strowman won't get pinned either. And that's exactly what happened. Zayn came out, beat up Strowman, causing disqualification, and they would chase each other out of the arena, leaving Rollins prone to a sneak attack from Chris Jericho, 2 Codebreakers in the building that Jericho debuted at in 1999 for WWE. That's probably a sacred building for Jericho, going back every time to Chicago, specifically at the Allstate Arena, the old Rosemont Horizon. So he took out Rollins so his friend Owens could have a better chance to take the U.S. title from Roman Reigns. So was Seth Rollins out for the night? We'll see if Jericho got the job done in our main event. And see if Seth did not come back. Now on to the club against the Golden Truth. The Nia Jax destroys people. Just no offense for the jobber. Just a squasher from Nia. There was some offense from the Golden Truth. Especially from Goldust. Stemming from the club destroying his gift from Bailey, I mentioned, the bear that would set up this match. So despite the early emotional flurry of offense by Goldust, the club would come in with their big moves. With Big Zick, even big moves on Truth when he got in. But then as Goldust would get back in and would try to take care of Anderson in a decent little matchup, Gallows got involved. He got kicked off the apron by Goldust. But Anderson took the advantage of that distraction, rolling up Goldust. 1-2-3 victory for the club, who I hope gets a better push in 2017. Now on to our next matchup is Ariya Daivari, distracted with his festivities with Jack Gallagher, especially after he challenged him to a duel and slapped him with a glove. That was funny. That's why I love Gallagher. Took on the Cruiserweight Champion, Rich Swann. Despite Ariya's offense, he, like I said, was maybe a little too distracted with the Gallagher situation. I thought Gallagher was going to get involved because we've had a lot of people interrupting matches. You know, Strowman interrupting the Jama match, Sami Zayn interfering in the Strowman match, Dana Brooke, ref for not interrupting the Bailey match. We thought we were going to have a night of interruptions, but we didn't get that. As Gallagher stayed away, didn't challenge the Volley to a duel till after this match. As Swann coming with his high-flying striking and offense, with the stump leading up to the roundhouse kick and a quick squash victory for Rich Swann. And he would answer the challenge of Neville, and he would accept that challenge. And right on cue, sneak attack from Neville, dragging Rich back and nailing him against the ring post. His neck just slammed the ring apron, should I say. Not the ring post, but the apron. The LED screen. This neck hit hard. Drag back in. Red arrow from Neville. He'll probably be the champion. But it's a non-title match. So we'll see how this one ends out to be. If Neville pins Swann or not. But we'll probably see a match in the Rumble between these two for the title. Because they're not going to have the title match on 205 Live. They're going to have a title match on the pay-per-view. The Royal Rumble. I love the tagline. Remember the Rumble. Because it's at the Alamo Dome. You know, remember the Alamo. And we all know that Goldberg and Lesnar are in the Rumble. We have no new participants tonight. But we do know that Goldberg will be on Raw next week. The first Raw of the new year, 2017, from Emily Arena in Tampa Bay, Florida. Now on to our main event for the United States Championship. Basically, a Royal Rumble main event, but this time for another title. Wade, I kind of made fun of him last week about him being bad on U.S. title defenses as Dean Ambrose was and defending his title. He didn't defend his title for shit when he was champion. Same with Roman. And now he finally defended the title tonight against Kevin Owens. And like the Roadblock match, it was just for one title. And also like the Woman match as well. Upcoming, only be for one title. Of course, that'll be Owens' title on the line. So as Reigns was coming in, getting booed out the building again. As he would come up with his high-flying fury with the moves that he does know and kind of does to bore people. Jericho would come out, knowing that he took out Seth Rollins for the night would come to distract Wayne's. And with that, Owens would come in with his big kicks in the cannonball splash onto Owens. And this match, like the one ball match was not bad. And they'll probably have a better match than the one was as well. This was still an okay little main event. But as they would pull on the outside, Wade would be tossed over the barricade by Owens. And then Wade would nail with a drive-by, drag him back in the ring. And even tried a Superman punch at one point after a trading of strikes. Even a powerbomb. But then Jericho got on the apron. And he got, I thought he was going to get Superman punched himself. But Jericho would just get tossed off after. Because Wade did one Superman punch onto Owens for near fall. And a distraction from Jericho for another Superman punch, or at least a spear attempt. Owens would distract him, capitalize on that distraction with a cold breaker. That would be really insultful for Reigns to lose a title with another man's finisher. You know, Owens using Jericho's finisher. 1, 2, kick out. And then, just as we thought Jericho had taken out Seth Rollins, Rollins would come back and distract Owens by pedigreeing Jericho for the 10th millionth time. How many times did Jericho get pedigreed? He probably got pedigreed more times than Lions choked football games this year. Sorry, I gotta make Lions jokes tonight. So then, with Kevin Owens' father figure out of the equation, sorry, I gotta make one George Michael reference. Surprised no one even did a George Michael reference. Rest in peace, by the way, to George Michael. Great loss in the music industry. Last night, shocker, during Christmas Day. It's interesting that Lemmy died 1 year ago, this week, and now George Michael passed away. I know some wrestling fans may not like George Michael, may not be big fans of him, but as a disc jockey who's also a wrestling fan, gotta respect the music that he did. So keep the faith, gotta have it. And Roman Reigns got faith. He got faith capitalizing on the interference from Rollins, taking out Jericho, and spear Kevin Owens to hell in the 1, 2, 3 victory for Roman Reigns, keeping his title. So then Rollins and Reigns would confront each other in the ring, take out both Rollins and Jericho, by Rollins pedigreeing Owens, and Jericho getting speared by Reigns with the 2/3 of the Shield standing tall to end this show. Well, can Owens end Raw on top for once instead of being taken out? I know Strowman ended Raw on top, and Owens getting spared, but Owens got taken out again to end Raw. That's why a lot of people aren't too happy with Kevin's title reign. You know, the way he's being booked. You know, I love him and Jericho, but we want the badass Kevin Owens back. We want the, you know, the tough-ass NXT champion, Kevin Owens. So, there you go. Head towards the Rumble. Now, as promised, I'll give you some of my thoughts on some of my picks for some of the best things that happened this year. Superstar of the year, for me, I'm counting just WWE people, will probably be AJ Styles in the WWE. Superstars outside of WWE, for my superstar of the year from other companies, would probably be Kenny Omega from the Bullet Club. Bye-bye. Boom! Because he had a hell of a year with being the first foreigner to win the G1 Climax. And going to challenge Katsuchika Okada for the IWGP Championship at Wrestle Kingdom. I love myself some New Japan. And Ring of Honor too. So, Tag Team of the Year for WWE related, it would have to be, it's a tough choice for me. Some would say New Day. But for me, it's the Revival. They've really improved as a tag team went from being a big jobber team to being one of the most hated teams on the roster, and had epic matches with American Alpha and DIY in NXT, and it should debut very shortly. And hopefully won't get buried like other former NXT champions in the tag division, Ascension and the Ball Villains. Tag Team of the Year from other organizations. I will probably get hatred for this, but gotta go stick with the Bullet Club theme. The Young Bucks! What a year for them! Being IWGP champions, never open weight, and win the Ring of Honor tag team titles in an amazing Ladder Wars and Final Battle. Not Final Battle, but All-Star Extravaganza. They had a great match in Final Battle against the Briscoes. Feud of the Year. Despite the hot potato, I will still give it to Sasha and Charlotte. They had excellent matches together. I've always applauded them for so long. They wanted the feud of main roster for so long. It was such a great feud, great matches. But the booking with the hot potato spoiled it, as I mentioned. But still, taking the bad booking aside, it was still an awesome feud. They'll probably take a break for a while. Probably feud of the year in all the organizations will probably be Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. In Ring of Honor, there was such a heated rivalry this year that would end up with Kyle O'Reilly winning the Ring of Honor tag World title at Final Battle. Women's Wrestler of the Year, when it comes to, well, all I see is WWE women. Not much in Ring of Honor and TNA, because I stopped watching TNA. Would have to be, obviously, would come down between Sasha and Charlotte as a tie for me for best women's wrestler this year. I just can't decide because it was all good. I just talked about the feud a little while ago. Surprise of the year would probably be Matt Hardy saving TNA from dying with this broken... Because I don't watch TNA that much, as I said, anymore. But I do follow it on the tweets and Facebook. And saw that Matt Hardy transformed himself to broken Matt Hardy. Delete! Delete! Match of the year. Like I said, I'm going to cheat by having one match of the year WWE related and non-WWE related. Match of the year from a WWE standpoint. Said it a couple times myself, and I still stick with my match of the year pick. Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura for NXT TakeOver Dallas. I watched the match again. It's one of those matches like Steamboat and Savage, a match I will always never get bored seeing. To get so enthralled by it. And it was my first time seeing Zayn and Nakamura since NXT TakeOver Dallas. I saw it a couple days ago just to reiterate my point about that match being my match of the year pick. And it was such a great match. There were so many great matches this year. Despite some up and down booking, it was still a good year to be a WWE fan. Because you had great things happening with the Nakamura debuting. Awesome matches with Revival and DIY and American Alpha. I love the match against with DIY and Revival in Toronto. That's my tag team match of the year. Women's match of the year, Triple Threat at Mania. CWC, I love that. That was a great thing that happened this year. Despite being watered down on Raw, I did like the tournament with Ibushi's matches against him and TJ Perkins and Cedric Alexander were classics. Ciampa and Gargano facing off was a classic. There's so many excellent matches in the CWC. Fatal 4-Way for the Extreme Rules IC title match. Miz, Zayn, Owens, and Cesaro. Awesome match as well. Zayn and Owens is an honorable mention for Feud of the Year. And Match of the Year on non-WWE promoted shows. Probably between Ricochet and Will Ospreay at Japan, New Japan. Battle of Super Juniors. Spot fast, but it's still a fun one. And also for Ring of Honor. Ladder Wars between Young Bucks, Daniels and Kazarian, The Addiction, and the Motor City Machine Guns. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. That match was just insane. And Daniels took a lot of spots in that match. Some vicious ones. You know, took a lot of big spots. On the ladders and chairs and everything. So some great action this year. Not just from WWE, but also in all forms of wrestling, with New Japan and Ring of Honor doing well too. Can't wait to see what 2017 brings when it comes to wrestling. Will we see some big returns like Kurt Angle in WWE? Will we see the Cruiser division be pushed a lot more? Will Finn Balor reclaim the championship? And will TNA just die? And will WWE continue their monopoly over the entire industry because they got the British tournament? Or some would say, as WWE's plan on absorbing all the indie companies together, got all the British indie people in that tournament. And of course, maybe getting Ring of Honor on board, especially distributing their shows on the network. And will TNA finally die? So there you go. Hope everyone enjoyed this review. And I hope everyone enjoyed every one of my reviews this year. Thank you for watching. Not just this, but throughout the entire year. Thank you for a great 2016. I will see you probably. I'm probably going to make an attack line this week. That'll probably be my overall last video of the year. I'll see you in my first wrestling-related video, probably Attack Sports next week. And, of course, my first wall review of 2017 next week. With that in mind, you've been attacked by the review from Zach for the last time this year. Review-wise, thank you so much. Have yourselves a happy and safe New Year's Eve. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.